What up, y'all? This is your boy Cheryl Speaks, and I'm back at you guys again with Riverdale Season 3, Episode 17, Chapter 52, The Master. And this time I'm going to provide you guys with the details that I did not provide in my initial review. So here we go. Now, after getting the details and actually figuring them out, I've realized that this episode is actually more methodical and more strategic than I previously thought. And it looks like I was on the money when I was speaking about the farm, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't have the full details. I couldn't provide the full details at first, but here we go. And so the farm decides to have like an open house, if you will, for the entire town of Riverdale, right? And so Betty, being the very keen strategic mind that she has and possession that's been bestowed upon her, she decides to use this opportunity to scope it out and really get do some recon and actually infiltrate it and see what it's really like there. So she gets in there. She's immediately questioned by Evelyn, asks questions such as, "Do you bite your damn toenails, her fingernails?" And I'm like, "Yo, what the hell is this? What, is this Scientology?" So that's what I was thinking at first when I saw this, right? And so before Betty could learn anything about the farm, Evelyn obviously cuts the question short because she knows how Betty is now. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have a good testing, a good sound assessment of how each of one's personalities are, and they know Betty doesn't bullshit. They know Betty doesn't beat around the bush. When Betty wants to find something out, she goes for the jugular. She finds shit out. She does the right thing. She asks the questions and so on. You get the point. Anyway, so moving on. So Betty realizes that okay, since they cut the conversation short and things like that, she'll now need someone that she trusts that can infiltrate the farm and get some more information about it, right? Now, who do we know that has a very strong history about the farm? Very brief, but strong nonetheless with evidence. Cheryl. So that's who Betty enlists to infiltrate the farm and get more information about it. And Cheryl is so damn smart about this that she wears a spider brooch on her shirt that has a microphone so Betty can listen in on her questioning. She even she meets the king of the farmers, the head honcho, Edward, or in her case, she calls him Eddie now. How she accomplishes? I'll tell you how. Cheryl's so good at doing what she does. She actually she fakes crying. She fake cries. She goes into the bathroom stall. Lies about her and Tony having another breakup or something of that nature. And Evelyn consoles her. And it gives Cheryl the window of opportunity to actually meet Eddie. She ends up actually meeting the man. Thing is, though, Eddie, he realizes, while doing this being, since she has them on hook, line, and sinker, Cheryl decides to spill the beans about Jason. When she tried to commit suicide, she saw her brother, while she was in the ice. If you guys don't remember, I believe it was season 1 that we saw Cheryl try to commit suicide, I believe, and the rest of the gang saved her and things of that nature. And so Eddie immediately, was just like, okay, we can help you. The farm here can help you cope with that, right? And so they kind of ended up, ends up, working in their favor, kind of. But at the same time, Cheryl was able to, report back to Betty with the information that she was told. I mean, she even complimented Eddie, saying that he said that he's a quote unquote yummy snack. God, I don't know why I hate saying that so much, but anyway, you get the point. And so, but back to the whole thing of in which Cheryl found out about being in the farm. She learns that they go down into this hallway and they actually get to see the very loved ones that caused them so much grief and left them grief stricken. In Cheryl's case, I mean, they kept Jason's body. If you guys don't already remember, before Jason died, he actually wanted to take Polly to the farm. Right, and he was telling Polly about the farm and so on. And so Cheryl was actually able to see the decomposed body of her body, or I should say, the preserved body of her brother Jason. Do you guys feel creepy yet? Because I definitely did at first. God, how the hell do you keep a preserved body like that? And it's not even Cheryl. She's not even the only one. Even Alice sees the preserved body of her son, Charles. And it's crazy, bruh. Like, you have got to be out your damn minds to do such a thing. But Eddie is so, the people at the farm are so damn detached. They don't give a damn, and you know what? And Eddie and everyone else at the farm, they think this is just a way that actually helps them, cope and go through the processes of grief. Very unconventional, very unorthodox. I mean, maybe it does work for them. Who knows? But damn, but then also, throughout the episode as well, my boy Jughead, almost gets himself killed. He decides to, you know what, I'm gonna drive the Fizzle Rocks and and everyone associated with him, the gargoyles in particular, out the damn city. And speaking of the gargoyles, my boy Archie, like I said before in my last video, he decides to help an old friend from back in the day when he was in juvie. Our boys Mad Dog and Baby Teeth. Unfortunately, my boy Baby Teeth ends up actually biting the dust with a card, or I should say like a tassel or something in his teeth, but a missing tooth attached to it. But let's go back to how before I get into the details of Baby Teeth's death and so on. Let's go back to how actually Archie went about actually freeing his boys Mad Dog and Baby Teeth. Through Veronica, he was able to actually persuade Governor Dooley to actually pardon them, because they were still a part of the prisoner complex system, and the old prison system that they were at was actually, on the brink of actually being closed and being moved to Hiram's new prison and so on. So they didn't want to do that, right? And so Archie, he speaks to Governor Dooley. He says, "Look, man, if you don't free my friends, I'm gonna blow the lid off this shit. I'm gonna tell everybody about this legal ass drug, ring you guys got going on in this damn prison, this industrialized distribution plant that you guys call a fucking prison." So Governor Dooley can't have that shit. So he says, "All right, look, I'll agree to your deal. I'll pardon your friends if you don't say shit about it." So he exactly does just that. And so Archie has them hide out at the boxing gym for a while until they can find a suitable place for them. But Mad Dog is worried about his brother, who's in this damn decrepit ass place, pretty much squatting where these gargoyles are at. Speaking of gargoyles, as I mentioned before, my boy Jughead was trying to get the Fizzle Rocks and the gargoyles about Riverdale. Even if he didn't, Jughead doesn't give a damn if it upsets his mother or not. So much so, actually, when Jughead and the Serpents decide to be on their own vigilante DEA type stuff, they decide to pounce one of the suppliers of Fizzle Rocks to try to learn more and more about it, who's distributing and so on. It actually ends up fucking up and ruining FP's covert, undercover, bust to try to get rid of this shit himself, because FP's a very, I mean, let's all remember this here. FP is a street guy at the end of the day, man. This guy grew up in the dirt, so he knows about how shit's really done. I mean, you don't become a sheriff like FP Jones and not know what the fuck is really going on in your damn city. You know what I'm saying? So very tactical and very strategic and very cunning and keen of FP to handle his business and do his thing. It wasn't just a game here, right? And so, my bad about that. And so, with that being said, I'm proud of my boy for doing his thing, FP and Jughead. But, obviously, FP's, he's growing tired of his son always intervening and so on and saying, look, if you guys keep intervening, I'm going to throw all your asses in jail. So on, right? And so, we're going back to the whole, I'm sorry about that. My friend just keeps messaging. I'm sorry. So going back to the whole near-death experience that Jughead went through, even he told his mother about this. He says, "Look, him and Kirk, they get into it, and then Kirk actually throws him and Jughead from a two-story building, almost killing him, like I said, because they had to get him up out of there. I guess to save Mad Dog's brother from that situation, as I mentioned before, and shit just got real. But they actually were able to, handle things that way, and I'm really wondering if this is all gonna blow over between Jughead and Gladys, because I know this is gonna rub them the wrong way. Hell, maybe even FP knows his woman so damn well. He already knows what Gladys is doing, which is why he had a covert, undercover, drug bust going down with the Fizzle Rocks. So who knows? Maybe FP knew all along, Maybe he was just trying to find his own way, his own slight way to take her down his damn self, which is not ruined by Jughead's vigilantism. But you can't hate the kid for trying, But then also in this episode, we learned that Veronica was trying to get her parents into therapy. Even she said, and I quote, like, "Look, Dad, you're not the only monster to go to therapy." And Hiram's like, "Look, I got nothing on, man, so I'm good. But not only just that, but look, I want you to know I'll always love your mother because she's your mother, and we had you together, So I'm always gonna protect her from any mob threats. But our time together is our time together, and it's just time to move on." So I look forward to seeing what happens next week, man. This has been your boy Cheryl Speaks. If I missed anything, I apologize, and so on. So, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. This has been your boy Cheryl Speaks. Peace and love.